Hello everyone, welcome back. What we are going to learn in this video is how to set up SonarQube using Docker Compose. So let's quickly go over the agenda. So we will learn what is Docker Compose, why we can use Docker Compose, what are some of the advantages of using Docker Compose, and what is a SonarQube architecture, what are the different components involved in setting up SonarQube, and then what are the prerequisites in order to configure SonarQube, and then the demo part. Okay, and then we will also learn how to integrate with Jenkins as well, so that we can perform some code analysis and whatnot. Okay, so these are the things what we are going to cover as part of this demo. Awesome. So let's get started here. Let's quickly go through this understanding. What is Docker Compose, and then why do we need Docker Compose? So Docker Compose is a kind of a tool where it allows you to run a multi-container based applications. Okay, so for example, you take SonarQube, right? So SonarQube has a lot of components, isn't it? So SonarQube has SonarQube server, and then SonarQube also has a database component as well. So if you want to run these two together, how would you do that? So this is where we are going to leverage Docker Compose. So all we have to do is we have to configure a Docker Compose file. So this is the Docker Compose file, right? So if you see here, we have to declare services, and then this service is for setting up SonarQube, and then this service, which is a database component, is for configuring PostgreSQL. So that's all, right? So basically this is one container, and then this is another container. So we are going to run these two containers together on that Ubuntu VM. Okay, so this is where Docker Compose is really effective. Of course, you can also run single container as well in a VM. That's not a problem. But Docker Compose is going to take care of executing lot of manual Docker commands, right? So instead of running a lot of manual commands one by one, you can configure them in a Docker Compose file, and then all you have to do is just say Docker Compose up. So this will take care of setting up those Docker containers. Okay, so that's what the use of Docker Compose. Okay, all right. So let's quickly go over the SonarQube architecture. So like I mentioned earlier, so SonarQube has three components. This is the scanner, which is going to perform analysis. So you can integrate with Jenkins, TeamCity, Azure DevOps, or any popular continuous integration tools. And then this is a SonarQube server, which is more like a web-based server, web-based application where you can view the dashboard and whatnot, and then you have a database server. So your database server can be anything. It can be PostgreSQL, it can be Oracle, or it can be MS SQL. But in this video, we are going to use PostgreSQL. Okay, so that is on the SonarQube architecture. All right, now I think we have a basic understanding about what is Docker Compose, and then we also kind of understand what is SonarQube is. So using SonarQube, you can perform a static code analysis. It can scan about I believe 15 or 17 different languages. Okay, wonderful. So let's get started here. So if you look at the prerequisites, we need to have Ubuntu EC2 instance with at least 2 GB RAM, and we also need to open up port number 9000 as well, because that is the default port number for SonarQube. And then we have to perform this operation as well. This is as per the recommendation from SonarQube website. Okay, and then once we have all this thing configured, and then we will go ahead and then create a Docker Compose file, and then we will set up the containers, okay, for running SonarQube. Awesome. So let's quickly go ahead and then configure this Ubuntu EC2 instance. So let me go to AWS Cloud. I'm going to launch an EC2 instance. I'm going to choose Ubuntu server 18.04, and we need to have at least 2 GB RAM. So let me select this one and click on next. I'm going to go with one. That's fine. Review launch. edit security group. I'm going to add port number 9000 because that is a default port number. Okay, I'm going to leave the port open. That's fine. I mean the source. That's fine. Review and launch. So let's use one of the existing keys. Perfect. Now SonarQube is being launched. So let me name this. Perfect. So now I'm going to quickly connect to this EC2 instance. Okay. Perfect. So I'm connected to the SonarQube EC2 instance. Perfect. So now let's get started here. So like I said, we need to perform these commands as per the SonarQube recommendation. So what I mean by that is you can also see it here. So if we go to SonarQube website, click on download. Yeah, you see here. So if you're running on a Linux, we have to ensure that these are taken care, right? So that's the reason why we have to configure these values so that SonarQube installation is successful. All right, awesome. So let's get started here. So let me open up this file. And I'm going to copy these two values. So make sure you uncomment them, after you copy and paste, okay? And then come out of it. In order for the changes to take effect, all you have to do is just perform this command. So this is going to refresh. There you go. Awesome. So we are able to see these changes. So perfect. Now what we are going to do, since this is a new EC2 instance, I'm going to go ahead and then perform sudo apt update. And then we will install Docker as well as Docker Compose. Okay, let's go ahead and install Docker. And let's install Docker Compose as well. Perfect. Okay. And then let's add the current user to the Docker group. Why? Because when you do this, you can perform Docker commands without using sudo user. Okay, so perfect. Awesome. So now let's go ahead and then create this Docker. Let's go ahead and then create this Docker Compose file. So if you see here, so we are creating SonarQube container here, right? And then we are also creating Postgres database container, right? So yes. So if you see here, we are using the SonarQube community version image, okay, and then that is going to be our container name, and then these are the the environment variables what we are declaring, right? The username, password, and then the PostgreSQL database information, and then that's the port number, and then these are the volumes, right? So we need to create because this is where SonarQube is going to persist the data and whatnot. And then this is the PostgreSQL configuration. This is a username and password. Yeah, of course, if you want to encrypt, you can also encrypt the password as well, but that is beyond the scope of this video. Okay, so that's it, right? So let's quickly go ahead and then copy this this file information, and let's create this compose file, Docker Compose file. Okay, all right. So now I save this file. All we have to do is just go ahead and then perform sudo docker compose. All we have to do is just go ahead and then perform the sudo docker compose command. So if you see here, I am running Docker Compose app in the detached mode. Okay, so that is what -d for. So let's go ahead and then run it. So as you can see here, it is in the process of downloading the SonarQube image, right? right? From the web from a Docker Hub. Okay, now it is in the process of downloading the PostgreSQL image as well. Once these two images are downloaded, it will go ahead and then create the container. Perfect. So I think it says that these are done, and then if you want to look at whether the Docker images are downloaded or not, you can go ahead and then perform this command. There you go. See here. So these two images what we are talking about, right? PostgreSQL image as well as SonarQube image. Okay, wonderful. So now our containers these two containers should be up and running, right? So we can perform by executing sudo docker compose logs command, and then I want to say a minus follow. It means that so it is going to show me the real time log information. So right now it is in the process of bringing the PostgreSQL. Okay, fantastic. So if you see here, it says that SonarQube is up. It means that our SonarQube container is up and running, and we don't see any errors here, right? So it means that everything is looking good. So that's it, right? So now let's quickly go ahead and access it. I'm going to press Control C. Okay, and then let's go to the browser, copy the public DNS name, and then paste it, :9000. Okay, so the default username is admin and password also admin. Perfect. Now we have to change the password, admin. So I'm going to give some new admin password. Update. Perfect. So that's our SonarQube UI, right? So far so good. So everything is looking good. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to integrate quickly with Jenkins. So how to do that? So go to Jenkins. So this is my Jenkins EC2 instance. So the way you can integrate SonarQube with Jenkins is, of course, we have to install that SonarQube plugin. So go to Manage Plugins, go to Available tab, look for SonarQube. You see that? So install these plugin. Okay, so the plugins got installed, perfect. And then let's go to SonarQube. I logged in as an administrator here, right? So we need to go ahead and then create some token. So click on the administrator name and click on My Account. Go to Security. So we need to create some token. So I'm going to enter something. So now that's my token ID. So copy this token ID. Go to Jenkins, Manage Jenkins, Configure System. Add SonarQube. So this is where we are going to configure SonarQube information. So that is the name, and let's so this is a bug with Jenkins. Let's click on apply and save, and then try again, manage Jenkins. So let's add the token, secret text. Add. I'm going to select that from the drop down, and then what is the server URL? So that's the server URL. Paste it. You don't need to fill anything after 9000. Perfect. And then just enable this option. So that's it, right? Apply and save. Perfect. So we have just registered SonarQube information in Jenkins. All we have to do is just go ahead and then create a job and then run the job. So create a job, And I'm going to say, let's say my first automate job, click on freestyle project, click on OK. So this is my sample project. So I'm going to check out this particular project. So this is a Java based application. Enter Git. So that's my credentials. The branch name is main. As you can see here, this is a branch name. Perfect. And then build, we are going to use Maven. Perfect. Clean install. And then Sonar : Sonar. So if you see here, my pom.xml file resides inside my web app folder. So I'm going to give the location of pom.xml file. Perfect. And then if you want to integrate with SonarQube, you need to specify this, and then you have to check this option. Okay. You don't have to select the token because you have already selected tokens under configure system option. Wonderful. So that's pretty much there. Okay, so let's click on apply and save. Actually, if you want to integrate with Tomcat, if you want to go ahead and then deploy, you can go ahead and then add that plugin, and then you should be able to configure over here. Okay, but I'm not going to do that. This is just purely a SonarQube integration. So click on apply and save. So let's go ahead and click on build now. Analysis successful. So either you can click on here or you can directly go to a SonarQube dashboard, but let me click on here. There you go. See here? So we were able to scan the source code. As you can see here, the last analysis performed like 23 seconds ago, right? So yeah, so that's it, guys. That's how you would configure SonarQube using Docker Compose, and then that's how you would integrate with Jenkins. Thank you for watching this video.